There are people who don't need to raise their voice for a room to feel their presence. They just walk in, and something in the air changes. This video is about those kinds of people. The ones who carry a power they never asked for, yet were given. The title says it all. The chosen ones are threatening without even trying, and that explains why so many adversaries flee before you even lift a finger. If you've noticed people pulling away just when you were growing the most, that's no coincidence. When a chosen one strengthens themselves in silence, their energy speaks before they do. And those who underestimated you feel it first. They don't run because you did something. They run because, as you evolve, you become a living reminder of everything they refuse to face. And nothing is more terrifying than someone who grows without seeking anyone's permission. The truth is, the chosen ones don't stand out through noise, but through inner transformation. You didn't need to announce any change. You just lived. You just matured. And suddenly, those who used to feed on your weaknesses started to disappear. Not because you became hard, but because you finally understood your strength. And that, in itself, is enough to shake those who always relied on your vulnerability. Before we go deeper into this subject, let me introduce myself. My name is George, and what I want here is to help you understand the magnitude of the power you carry. So, before we continue, go ahead and click follow on the channel, because there's a lot of important content you need to hear if you truly feel you were set apart in a different way. Let's continue. You didn't need to step on a stage, shout to the world, or make big announcements. Your change happened in silence, from the inside out. And even without saying a word, your presence began to have an impact. It wasn't you who imposed yourself. It was your energy that changed. And that alone was more than enough to shake everything around you. There comes a moment in a chosen one's life when inner transformation becomes impossible to hide. Even if they keep the same routine, talk little, and stay quieter than ever, people start reacting differently. Some drift away, others become silent. Many start feeling uncomfortable without even understanding why. The truth is, they felt it. They felt that something in you changed, and it wasn't something small. It was a shift in frequency, the kind of transformation that the spirit senses before the mind can comprehend. And there's no way to disguise it. Those with impure hearts recognize the presence of someone walking clean. That alone causes discomfort. It's like a spiritual alarm that goes off, even when you say nothing. You didn't go around trying to prove anything to anyone. You just focused on your process, healing, strengthening, becoming more selective, more focused. And while you did, the people who once orbited your life as if they were indispensable began to disappear. Not because you pushed them away, but because your new version no longer accepted emotional crumbs. The chosen one disturbs others precisely because they make no noise. They don't need to justify their evolution, ask for permission, or explain their growth. They simply change, and those stuck in stagnation feel that as a threat. Your light exposes other people's shadows, and most prefer to run from the light rather than confront what's inside themselves. Your silence wasn't contempt. It was protection. You learned to stay quiet, so as not to waste energy trying to convince those who never wanted to understand. While many over-explain themselves, you just live, and that to some is unbearable. Those who used to thrive on your instability now get lost in your steadiness. They can't manipulate you like before. There's a special power in those who learn to grow quietly, because that growth doesn't depend on approval or applause. It's authentic. And when someone evolves genuinely, they become a mirror, a living reflection of what others could be, but aren't yet. That's why the chosen one intimidates, because without meaning to, they reveal what others try to hide. And that explains a lot. It explains why those who used to criticize you now stay silent. Why those who clung to you suddenly vanished. Why certain invitations stopped coming. You didn't change to please anyone, but your change pushed away all who weren't willing to grow with you. And that was a blessing disguised as abandonment. The silence a chosen one carries is loud to those at war with themselves, because that silence carries peace, and peace disturbs those who live off chaos. When you stopped chasing, arguing, trying to maintain ties that only dragged you down, your energy came into alignment, and those who don't match that alignment simply can't stay close. Stay silent, if you must. It's not your duty to explain your healing to those who profited from your pain. Your process is sacred, and even without saying a word, you've already spoken volumes. Your growth is visible, your maturity is perceptible, and your stability is the loudest sound your enemies have ever heard. Some people disappear from your life and you don't understand why. But with time, everything makes sense. They didn't leave by accident. They pulled away because they knew they could no longer pretend. When the chosen one matures, they become a mirror, and those with guilt can't stand to look at themselves for too long. The discomfort is inevitable. You didn't need to accuse, expose, or demand anything. You simply kept walking. But in that process, those who wronged you began to face the truth, and they couldn't bear it. They couldn't stand seeing you keep going, couldn't stand seeing you grow without carrying bitterness. And the worst of all, they couldn't stand their own conscience screaming inside them. People like that aren't running from you. They're running from the reflection you represent. Being near someone who managed to move forward without holding grudges is unbearable to those who always acted in betrayal. It's as if your calmness were a sentence, a constant reminder that they could have been better, but chose not to. The chosen one doesn't need revenge. They don't need to shout the truth or create a scene. Simply being well is already a silent blow, because it shows that pain didn't win, that injustice didn't break you, that even in silence you rose again, and that humiliates those who bet on your downfall. Many expected to see you collapse. When you were betrayed, they mocked. When you were excluded, they celebrated. But what no one expected was to see you reborn, stronger than ever, and that shakes them to the core, because they projected their own limitations onto you. And now your very existence exposes just how small they've always been. The presence of the chosen one reveals truths without saying a word. You disturb not because you speak, but because you are. Your posture, your peace, your clarity, all of it unsettles those who survive on confusion. And since those people don't know how to deal with truth, they prefer to run. They'd rather keep their distance than face someone else's transformation. You are not to blame for their departure, nor should you feel bad about it. Those who leave you after your healing prove they were never truly there. They were only around when you were fragile, confused, or dependent. Now that you are firm, you've become a threat, and that says more about them than it ever will about you. Some will create excuses, others will pretend maturity. But deep down, they all know why. They can't stand the idea that you overcame what should have destroyed you. You used to be the easiest target. Today, you're the strongest example. And that hurts those who never had the courage to change themselves. Keep going. Grow more. Don't backtrack. Their distance is proof that your evolution is working. Don't try to bring them back. Those who couldn't handle your change won't respect your future either. And you are not here to drag anyone along. You are here to inspire. And those who truly want to will walk the same path. What many people don't understand is that the chosen ones are not born ready. They are shaped in silence, behind the scenes, on the days when no one is watching. While the world chases visibility, the chosen one is being refined in a place where there are no applauses. It is there that their true identity is built, far from cameras and curious eyes. God usually forms his chosen ones in secret, It's in that hidden place where they face internal battles, where they lose and find themselves again, where they learn to trust even when nothing makes sense. While others seek fame, the chosen one seeks purpose. And that difference changes everything. Because those who are forged in the unseen can withstand public chaos without losing themselves. The chosen one's time of preparation feels lonely, but it is sacred. It's where they learn to stand emotionally, spiritually, and even physically, without depending on applause, without needing affirmation. They discover that their strength doesn't come from others' acceptance, but from the intimacy they built with God in silence, and that makes them unshakable. Many can't understand how someone who no one saw coming suddenly becomes a reference point. But that's because they didn't see the process. They weren't there when you cried alone, when you prayed without answers, or when you stood up again after every fall. They didn't watch the training. They only saw the results. And that's why they doubt. Because they didn't witness the invisible strength that fortified you. You didn't need big stages to find yourself. You needed intense moments of confrontation within. And there, God showed you who you really are. Not who others thought you were, nor who they expected you to be, but who you were born to be. That identity is not borrowed, it's yours, and no one can take that from you. The chosen one learned to survive without an audience. That's why, when they finally arrive, they don't need to compete with anyone. They stand out because of what they carry inside. And those who are whole within don't need to prove anything outwardly. Their presence speaks, their posture teaches, their strength impresses, because it isn't rehearsed. It's the result of true transformation. While many build masks to please, you built roots to endure. And now, the fruits begin to appear, not overnight, but as the result of a deep journey. Those who mocked your silence now wonder how you've come so far. But the answer lies in the solitude that shaped you, and the faith that sustained you when everything told you to give up. Being chosen isn't about showing off. It's about carrying purpose. And those who carry purpose don't live for vanity, they live for mission. You understood this early on. That's why your strength unsettles people. Because it's not loud but firm, not flashy but consistent. And those who tried to bring you down now realize your roots run far deeper than they ever imagined. Keep walking with that awareness. True identity isn't built on fame, but on faith. It's not formed in the showcase, but in the wilderness. And if today you walk with conviction, it's because you faced enough to know you no longer need to explain yourself. You are chosen, and those who were shaped in hidden places endure the world without fear. Most people only feel safe when they can control something or someone. That's why the chosen one's independence bothers them so much. They don't need anyone's approval to follow their path. They don't live seeking validation or crumble under rejection. They move guided by conviction, not by acceptance. And that is threatening to those who live off appearances. Being emotionally and spiritually independent is one of the strongest marks of the chosen ones. They've already walked through places where dependence was a prison. They've healed from bonds that looked like love, but were really chains. They learned how to stand on their own when no one else helped. That's why today they don't need applause to continue, nor an audience to exist. The chosen one is dangerous because they can't be bought, manipulated, or silenced with flattery. They know their truth, and that's why, even when they stand alone, they keep standing. They don't change their principles just to please. They don't sacrifice their essence to fit in. And those who use manipulation as a power game simply don't know how to handle someone like that. While many play to please, the chosen one lives to obey purpose. And when someone lives that way, they become uncontrollable to ordinary systems. The rules of flattery, favors, and emotional dependency no longer apply. That shakes those who expected to use influence as a tool of control. Those who once thought themselves essential in your life now realize you don't depend on them anymore. That your path didn't stop because they left. That your peace actually grew when they walked away. And that realization wounds the pride of those who believed they were indispensable. They never wanted to help you grow. They wanted to be the reason for your growth. The independence of the chosen one isn't arrogance. It's survival. It was the only way forward after so many losses, betrayals, and rejections. What was once pain became strength. What was abandonment became freedom. Today you walk alone when you need to, and accompanied only by those who add to your life. You no longer accept the company of anyone who diminishes you. And that deeply disturbs others, because many people only feel useful when they are needed. But you've learned not to depend on those who don't respect your essence. You became whole, not because you wanted to, but because circumstances forced you to. Now no one has guaranteed access to your life anymore. Everything passes through the filter of discernment. This independence reveals those who approached you out of interest, those who flattered you expecting returns, those who only supported you while it served them. Because now, without asking favors, without demanding space, without begging for presence, you've exposed the emptiness of those who thought they could control you. Your freedom is a mirror. It shows who's truly free and who's just pretending to be. Keep walking this path. Your spiritual, emotional, and mental independence is a threat to those still imprisoned by appearances. You've already learned that you can build your own table, that you don't need to sit where you're not respected, and that walking alone, sometimes, is the only way to get where God wants to take you. You didn't need to point your finger at anyone. You didn't give fiery speeches, nor did you seek direct confrontation. And even so, your mere presence was enough to reveal everything that had been hidden. When the chosen one shows up, they carry a light that, unintentionally, exposes the darkness around them, not because they want to show off, but because they can no longer hide. The chosen one lives in truth. They speak little, but what they say carries weight. They don't try hard to please, but they act with coherence. And those who are used to pretending, manipulating, and hiding intentions simply can't remain comfortable beside someone like that. Because the authenticity of the chosen one exposes the falseness of those who live by appearances. You've probably noticed this already. People who were once close start to pull away for no apparent reason. Others change their tone, avoid conversations, build barriers. It's not paranoia. It's sensitivity. Their spirit recognizes that you're no longer on the same vibrational level. Your energy reveals what words try to hide. And for many, that's unbearable. The most curious part is that you don't need to say anything. You don't have to accuse, argue, or justify. Your stability, your peace, your consistency, they're enough to cause discomfort. People who live off chaos can't stay at peace around those aligned with truth. Because where truth enters, deception begins to tremble. Many avoid you not because of what you did, but because of what you've become. Your evolution has turned into a mirror. And those who live deceiving themselves hate mirrors. They prefer environments where everyone pretends together, where no one needs to improve, only to hide. But you no longer play that game, and that's why you shake them, without lifting a finger. Your truth is a presence that breaks masks without violence. It doesn't accuse, it reflects. And the reflection you show is exactly what many people run from seeing within themselves. You don't need to point out anyone's mistakes. The way you live, your choice for integrity, is enough to make others uneasy. And this isn't arrogance. It's alignment. Those who are at peace with themselves don't enjoy exposing others' pain. But the fact is, light disturbs those who live in the shadows, and the chosen one, even in silence, shines. And those unwilling to grow would rather run from the one who inspires them to change. Keep walking this path. Your truth is doing deep work, even when you don't notice it. Don't step back. You're not being too harsh or cold. You're being real. And in a world of masks, that's already a threat. Being chosen means carrying a truth that liberates, but also exposes. And not everyone is ready for that. People expected you to hold grudges, to dwell on the past, to carry your pain like an open scar. They expected reactions, confrontations, explosions. But you did exactly the opposite. You forgave. And that disarmed them. Because nothing dismantles more completely than realizing you no longer need anything from them. Not explanations, not apologies, not presence. The chosen one's forgiveness isn't passive. They don't forgive to be nice, nor to maintain appearances. They forgive because they've understood that holding on to resentment only slows them down, and that carrying the emotional weight of someone else's actions is to stay chained to the past. The chosen one forgives because they know their mission is greater than their pain, and that's what frightens people. Because those who hurt usually expect to be hated, to be remembered with anger. But when they realize the other person has moved on, has let go, and has no desire for payback, it makes them feel powerless. The chosen one frees themselves through forgiveness, and at the same time exposes how irrelevant the other was to their future. You didn't forgive out of weakness. You forgave out of strength. Because only those with enough emotional power can release what hurt them without needing to destroy anyone. While many remain trapped in grudges that feed their egos, you chose peace. And that became your protection, an invisible shield that prevents the past from continuing to control you. The most common reaction of those who hurt you is fear, not because you threatened them, but because you stopped feeling. There's no revenge more powerful than indifference, and true forgiveness carries that. It strips away the power of those who believed your pain would last forever. You took off the chains that bound you, and that was your greatest victory. People mistake peace for weakness. They think that those who stay quiet are hiding, that those who avoid confrontation are running away. But with time, they discover that the silence of the chosen one isn't fear. It's mastery. It's maturity. It's proof that they've learned not to react to everything, because they no longer depend on approval or defense. The true chosen one finds strength exactly where others lose control, in emotional balance. While many are easily shaken by criticism they observe, while others try to provoke them, they keep moving forward. They don't need to win by shouting, because their presence already speaks for itself. And that bothers people, because those who live in chaos don't understand those who found inner balance. The peace of the chosen one isn't the absence of problems. It's a decision. They've chosen not to let the confusion of others contaminate their path. They've already faced too many storms to be swayed by weak winds. They've survived inner battles that no one ever saw. And that's why now they walk light, calm, steady. And that lightness frightens those who only know how to live under the weight. The greatest spiritual authority doesn't come from speeches. It comes from actions. The peace that the chosen one carries protects them, guides them, and separates them from the world's noise. They don't enter battles unworthy of their energy. They don't try to prove what time itself will show. They simply live in truth, and that alone is unbearable for many, because peace reveals what noise hides. When the chosen one doesn't react, They break the cycle of manipulation. They frustrate the plans of those who sought attention, and their serenity becomes a mirror reflecting others' imbalance. That's why people run, not from their words, but from their silence that reveals everything. Their peace is their most powerful weapon, and with it, they've already won far more than they realize. We've reached the end, but the journey of the chosen ones is only beginning. If you identified yourself in each point, in each silent transformation, in every unexpected distancing, it's because you carry something different within you. And it's not weakness, it's strength. The strength that comes from God, that shapes you in silence and lifts you up at the right time. You are not becoming cold. You are becoming strong. You are learning to walk with confidence without needing to prove anything to anyone. And that alone is a sign that you've been set apart, not to please, but to make an impact. And to impact often means to unsettle. The chosen ones are not accepted by everyone, but they are protected by God. And that is enough. Now tell me, at what point did you realize your energy had changed and some people started to disappear? Which part of your transformation did you see yourself in most? Comment below with the phrase, "I am chosen, and I'm part of the secret group." That way I'll know you watched until the end, and that you carry the same essence of purpose, courage, and truth. Your journey will not be lonely. There are others like you, awakening in silence. And together, even from afar, we walk firmly forward. May God bless you. Until next time.